Hello everyone, welcome back to VFX Rendering. If you're working with Cinema 4D 2026, you might have noticed the brand new geometry node generators just added in this release. These powerful new tools were recently showcased by Chris Smith from Rocket Lasso. Definitely worth checking out if you want to explore them further. These nodes open up a whole new playground for artists, giving you more flexibility and creative freedom than ever before. In today's video, we're going to take one of these new generators and put it into action by creating an abstract ribbon animation from scratch, starting from a procedural weave pattern and bringing it to life using cloth simulation and dynamic forces. It's a fun and highly customizable workflow that you can easily adapt to your own projects. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get started. All right, let's dive in. First, open up the Asset Browser. Head over to the Nodes tab, and under Geo Generator, you'll find the Weave Spline Generator. Just double-click to add it, or hit Shift+C and search for it directly. Next, we'll create a base mesh using a plane object. Set the size to around 800 by 600 centimeters and increase the segments to give us enough detail to work with. Now, drop this base mesh into the generator, and instantly you'll see spline lines forming a woven pattern. At this stage, everything is still just splines, so let's give them some thickness. Add a sweep object, and use an N-side shape as the profile. This will turn our splines into visible geometry. You can already start to see the weave taking form. Now, go back to the generator settings and experiment with the pattern type. Each option gives you a completely different weaving style, from simple over-under patterns to more complex structures. Take a moment here to explore. This is where a lot of the creative potential comes in. Next, let's enhance the visual clarity of the pattern. Duplicate your sweep setup so we have two layers. Then, in the weave nodes, set the one to horizontal, the other to vertical. This separates the weave into two distinct directions. To make it even clearer, assign different display colors to each layer. This helps you better visualize how the strands interact. Now, to keep everything synchronized, we'll use Xpresso. Link the parameters between the two weave systems, so that when you adjust one, the other follows. This ensures consistency while still allowing flexibility in design. You can also adjust the horizontal and vertical inset values to refine the edges and spacing of the weave, giving you even more control over the final look. That's the beauty of the Weave Spline node. It lets you quickly generate complex woven patterns with a high level of customization. Now, let's turn these into flowing ribbon-like animations. Inside the sweep object, tweak the number of sides on the end-side profile. Lower values will give you more ribbon-like shapes, while higher values create thicker strands. Now apply a cloth tag to each of your sweep objects. This allows them to behave like fabric during simulation. Before running anything, go into your scene settings and disable gravity. This is important. We want the ribbons to float freely in space rather than fall downward. Next, we'll bring in some motion. Add a rotation force to the scene. And control it using a spherical field. This allows you to influence only specific areas of the ribbons, creating more controlled and interesting motion. Already, you'll start to see subtle movement. To make things more dynamic, layer in additional forces, like turbulence for randomness. And a wind object for directional flow. Now your ribbons should be moving in a much more organic, abstract way. From here, it's all about experimentation. Try adding collider objects, friction settings, or even swapping out the base mesh to see how it changes the behavior. Keep experimenting, tweaking parameters, and refining the setup until you get something that feels visually interesting and unique. And that brings us to the end. In this tutorial, we explored how to use the new geometry node generators in Cinema 4 D2026 to create customizable weave patterns, and then transform them into dynamic, abstract ribbon animations using cloth simulation and forces. Hopefully, this gave you not only a clear understanding of how these new nodes work, but also some creative ideas on how to push them further in your own projects. Don't hesitate to experiment. Try different patterns, forces, and simulations to develop your own unique style. If you found this tutorial helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more content from VFX Rendering. And if you have any questions or ideas you'd like to explore, feel free to drop a comment below. I'd be happy to help. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next tutorial.